I hate grading papers. Have you ever wondered what a place looks like when it's not a little tiny dot on a map or a globe? What I'm going to do is take you around different cities, and your job is to figure out which city we're in. I'm Mr. C, and this is State Search. This episode takes place in New York. I'm going to show you 4 different cities and do all sorts of fun things in them, and then your job is to try to guess which city we're in. But enough of these teacher clothes. I got to get changed. Much better. What are we waiting for? Let's get in the C-Bus and get going. Let's go over a few basic facts of New York State. You've heard an apple a day can keep the doctor away. This statement actually has a lot of truth to it. Apples are the state fruit of New York, and they can help with body's digestion, they help fight bad cholesterol, and they have a lot of dietary fiber to keep your body working great. Today, we have a lot of New York State apples, as you can see. And we're going to go picking some later. We're here at Whittier Fruit Farms to check out the best apples that New York State has to offer. Let's go. I used to think that there are only 2 kinds of apples, apples with worms and apples without worms. But now being here, I realize there are so many different kinds. As a matter of fact, there are over 7,500 varieties of apples grown nationwide. When you're picking, you want to try to get the good apples. Like this one here. It is pretty firm and looks clean and very tasty. You want to stay away from apples like these. Ugh. Look alike? These apples are known as crispin. They're great for eating and for baking. They have a spicy taste and they're very juicy. Looks good. These are Cortland apples. They're great for snacking and have a rather tangy taste. Let's add it to the bucket. Thank you. About 13 pounds of apples. It's time to make some pies. It takes about 36 apples to make just 1 gallon of apple cider. Oh yeah. When you bite into an apple, don't wait too long. Biting into it and piercing the skin causes a chemical change, which is the reason apples start to turn brown after just a matter of minutes. So chow it down before it gets brown. About 25% of an apple's volume is made up of air, and that is why they float. Because they float, bobbing for apples is a fun apple activity. Some other apple activities you can do or make apple pies, apple crisp, apple sauce. And just in case you accidentally pick a bad apple, you could play apple baseball. The next time you want a healthy snack, try picking up a New York State apple. A canal is an artificial waterway built to move water. We're here at the Erie Canal, which connected the Hudson River to Lake Erie. It was built all the way from Buffalo to Albany and goes a total distance of 363 miles. It made transportation for boats easier and helped the economy of many of the cities along its way. We're even lucky enough to have some friends here with us today. We're here at Lock 33 of the Erie Canal. Now, I'm not talking about the type of lock that you lock your sweaty gym socks up with. A lock is used for raising boats to the normal water level. So what happens is these big doors open, water fills up the lock, and then the boat is sent through. Today, the Erie Canal is connected to the New York State Canal System. It's used for many things. It has a lot of restaurants, it's used for crew teams, and fun activities like walking your dog. The bluebird is the state bird of the state of New York. It is one of the first birds to fly north in the spring. They're actually really beautiful birds, and they can actually be helpful to humans because they eat things that can cause damage to crops. A few of their favorite dishes include mealworms and crickets. So the next time your mom makes meatloaf, don't complain. Woohoo! Woohoo! Believe it or not, a few decades ago, bluebirds were actually close to extinction. Some aggressive birds were destroying their nests, and a lot of their habitat was actually destroyed for many different reasons. Today, bluebirds have been brought back by people building nesting boxes, which help protect their eggs. You can help by building a nesting box or by just putting out a bird feeder. Enough talk already about these bluebirds. Let's go find one. Bluebird, you want a cookie? Maybe if I dress like a bluebird, they'll finally accept me. Bluebird? Bluebird? I just realized why we can't find a bluebird. They don't come around here in the fall, they come around here in the spring. We're gonna have to postpone our search till later. During the wintertime, in a lot of parts of New York State, students and teachers might wear their pajamas inside out the night before what they think might be a snow day. 3 cities that include the snowiest in the United States are Syracuse, Buffalo, and Rochester. If you get a snow day, take advantage of it. I'll see you at the bottom of the hill. New York style pizza is common all over the world. It's a style that's unique because the slices are thin and foldable. The first United States pizzeria was in New York City. It was called Lombardi's. This slice right here is mine though. Hey there, we're in the largest city of New York State, nicknamed the Big Apple. It's home to the New York Yankees, who have more World Series titles than any other baseball team. It's also known for its dance and theater productions. You might even see a lot of famous people around here, like me. New World, here I come. We're on a ferry right now that takes you both to Liberty Island and Ellis Island. Tours run daily, so I'd suggest you check it out. The first thing the immigrants saw here was the Statue of Liberty. There she is, Lady Liberty. Oh, hey, as you can see, the Statue of Liberty is holding a torch, which represents liberty. In her other arm, she's holding a tablet with the date from the Declaration of Independence, July 4th. The statue is made from copper and it oxidized, and that gives it its greenish color that it has now. The Statue of Liberty was given to America from the French as a gift. Wow, what a gift. The 7 prongs on the Statue of Liberty represent the 7 continents of the world. This is a sample of what the Statue of Liberty is made out of. Copper, which is the same thing as pennies. As you can see, it's maybe a penny or 2 thick. Anyone seen a gumball machine? More than 12 million people came through Ellis Island in search of better lives. Here they were checked for physical and mental problems. Today, Ellis Island is used as a national park and is located right by the Statue of Liberty. Try bringing this stuff onto an airplane today. If you look there, you can actually see Brooklyn Bridge, which is one of the longest suspension bridges in the world. It actually connects Manhattan to Brooklyn, and because Manhattan is an island, you'll see bridges all around it. We've been to Ellis Island and we've been to the Statue of Liberty. Now back to the city. No, it's not like the restaurant. A subway is an underground electric railroad, and they're very handy in big cities because they can transport a lot of people and they cut down on pollution big time. This city's subway runs 365 days a year, 24 hours a day. Central Park is the most visited park in all of the United States. Over 25 million people visit here every year. Central Park is a beautiful place. They even have ice skating rinks, baseball fields, and even tennis courts. And the local music is even pretty good. Even Elmo's in New York. If you live in this city, you gotta know how to catch a taxi. Got it. I'm in the back of a cab that I got. What has 6,500 windows, 73 elevators, and is over 1,400 feet tall? Look up. It's the Empire State Building. It stood as the world's tallest building for 41 years, and today it's used for tourism and has many businesses in it. If you look at the top of the Empire State Building, you'll see a lightning rod, a Ben Franklin invention, which actually protects it from lightning damage and is hit around 100 times a year. Pretty incredible. Wow, that's really high. We're here at Times Square, where every year crowds of people watch the New Year's ball drop. Even though today isn't New Year's, you can still see that this is one of the busiest intersections in the world. It is also the main shooting locations for Good Morning America and MTV's TRL. We've now completed our first city, and it's time for you to figure out which city we were in. I think I took a wrong turn somewhere. Oh well, off to our next city. Niagara Falls is known to many as the honeymoon capital of the world. But enough of that mushy stuff. Let's go see the falls. Niagara Falls are massive waterfalls in New York and Canada. And by damming the water, the falls can generate hydroelectric power, which can in turn be used as energy. Goat Island, where we're on now, is on the American side of the falls, where you can see both Bridal Veil Falls and American Falls. Horseshoe Falls is on the Canadian side. Don't get your hopes up, because there's no water sliding or barreling. Tours like the Man in the Mist, though, can really help you see the falls close. Niagara Falls State Park is actually the oldest state park in all of the United States. Horseshoe Falls are on the Canadian side, which generates 675,000 gallons per second. Hey chicken wing lovers, you'll be happy to know that chicken wings were actually created in this city. Before that, they were either put into soup or even thrown away. Every year, in the spirit of the chicken wing community, they have a thing called the National Buffalo Wing Festival to celebrate chicken wings. The festival includes things like the Blue Cheese Bowl, the Most Creative Sauce, and the Chicken Wing Run. For girl chicken wing fans, there's what's known as the Miss Buffalo Wing Contest. So if you want to be in it, start training now. We're in a town called East Aurora, which is in this city, and it's the home of Fisher-Price. Located in the city on Main Street are painted fire hydrants, so what we're gonna do now is have a scavenger hunt. Hey buddy! I'm passing go! Hoo-hoo! Hoo-hoo! Hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo! The town of East Aurora is sometimes called Toy Town, USA. We're here at the Toy Town Museum to show you some of the cool toys that they have to offer. And every year, there is a parade featuring some of the coolest giant floats. Sit! We've just finished our second city. Try to figure out which city we were in. We're on our way to our next city. Buckle up. We're here in the capital city of New York State at the State Education Building. Their job here is to give equal opportunity and education for everyone. They're also in charge of making and producing state tests. Hey, I got an idea for you. No more homework! Yeah! We're now at the Capitol building, spelled with an O, and the Capitol, spelled with an A, of New York State. Because it's the Capitol building, spelled with an O, a lot of important government jobs here that help the city and state run smoothly. There's also laws that are passed and run through here. I just thought of a good law myself. 3-day weekends. If that happens, you know who to thank. Vote for me, everyone! Vote for Mr. C! We're in Empire State Plaza right now looking at a huge concrete food product called the Egg. Well, the Egg is actually an amphitheater, which means that it shows music and theater productions. We're in the Egg right now. I just hope it doesn't crack. Times Union Center is home to all sorts of sporting events, including the home to the coolest hockey AHL team I've ever heard of, called the River Rats. Apparently, they're rats that live in a river, which is totally awesome. Just watch out for those crazy fans with the painted faces. Yeah, Rats, let's go! Woo! Go Rats. What a game. At Empire State Plaza, there's actually a free ice skating rink. if you bring your own skates, you can have a great time. I borrowed these from a friend. All aboard! The first railroad track in New York State was made here and was called the Mohawk and Hudson. Locomotives are used to power trains, and back in the old days they used to use steam to power them. Railroads became very popular because back in the old days they were a lot faster than using the Erie Canal. We're back! It's that time again. It looks like we're right on track for our last city. We're now in our final city, referred to as the Flower City. It started becoming the Flower City after big seed companies started moving here. Before it was called the Flower City, though, it was actually referred to as the Flower City. It was called the Flower City because it was one of the largest producers of flour. At first, it was called Flour, but now it is called the Flower City. Quick, let's find the hot dog that doesn't belong. Not you. Gotcha! One of the things this city is known for is its white hots. They were started here by a company named Zweigels. The reason for their whiteness is that they're unsmoked and uncured. Zweigels ships the hot dogs all around the world, so if you have a chance, give these puppies a try. We're here at Mount Hope Cemetery, but don't be afraid to go in. There's lots of famous people buried here, including Frederick Douglass and Susan B. Anthony. In 1848, Susan B. Anthony helped with women's rights movements, and she was even arrested for voting. Even though she lost in court, she's the big winner today because women's rights were finally achieved. We're here outside of Susan B. Anthony Square, where she's seen in the background having tea with her friend Frederick Douglass. They worked together on anti-slavery movements, and he too is buried at Mount Hope Cemetery. She also worked with great heroes on women's rights, such as Elizabeth Cady Stanton. To honor Susan B. Anthony, she was put on the Susan B. Anthony dollar, as seen here. Although it looks like a quarter, this puppy's worth $1. Hey! This is actually the Susan B. Anthony house, where she lived. If you visit here, you can learn really cool things about her life, like how she never paid her $100 fine for voting. We're on the sidewalk outside the George Eastman house now. He was the founder of the company Kodak, and he invented flexible roll film, which long ago helped cameras be available for many people. This is actually also the oldest photography museum in all of the world. So if you visit here, you can check out the museum and learn about how George Eastman lived. Wow, this is a beautiful house. Let's go find the doorbell. Let's check out the evolution of some cameras. Follow me. It's said that the eyes of this painting follow you as you move. Let's test it out. This gorgeous house has 9 fireplaces and 13 bathrooms. That's a lot of toilet seats. They even hold wedding ceremonies here on the property. My favorite part of weddings is the cake. The Kodak Company today is headquartered in this city and still thrives today on digital photography and health imaging. You might have a very healthy diet, but your diet actually might be lacking in garbage. No, it's not what you're thinking. This is actually called a garbage plate. Let me show you what it is. A garbage plate is from this city. It is a combination of not so fat-free foods, including 2 burgers, mac salad, French fries, topped with some hot sauce, onions, ketchup, mustard, all that good stuff rolled into one. Despite its look, it's actually quite delicious. Some chains even have contests to see how fast you can eat one of these plates. On your marks, get set, go! Maybe next time. You know the drill. Thanks to our tourists from New York City. Now, why do you guys like living here?
I love all the different types of people, and it's a center of commerce. There's great jobs here, and it's beautiful. Look at it.
I like it because of all the big buildings and the Brooklyn Bridge.
That's great. You want to wear my crown?
No thanks.
I like living in Buffalo because you're guaranteed all 4 seasons every year.
I agree. I also like the 4 seasons. Plus, Buffalo's a nice, quiet place to be.
I love working here in Albany because the state is here, and that makes for a lot of really stable jobs for people.
I need a stable job.
I love living in Rochester because I think they have a great school system to bring your children up, such as Fairport and Brighton and Pittsford. And they also have a great hospitals, health care, such as Strong Memorial Hospital and Rochester General Hospital.
In addition to all the cultural opportunities, there's also strong business. We have great minor league sports teams. There's the Finger Lakes region with all the recreational opportunities. And we also have some of the best looking girls in America.
Take me to them. These apples are known as Crispin apples. They're a little spicy and juicy. They're known for cooking and for baking. Same thing, kind of. The 7 things on her crown represent the 7 continents. The 7 points. 7 what? Prongs? Prongs? Is that what they're called?
Yeah.
On your marks, get set, go! There's bridges surrounding it in all ways. The most famous is the Brooklyn Bridge, which was one of the longest suspended. I'm okay. We'll see you next time on State Search. I love this hat. Geography is a thing that's actually really fun to learn. Unfortunately, sometimes we're taught just to look at maps or globes. What State Search does is it brings you the video of the place that we're actually in, allowing people to see all sorts of different states. Our idea is to go to all the 50 states and show you what they have to offer. The viewer can then go there and actually do a lot of low-cost things that we're showing you, or for free, and really be learning at the same time. We would love to turn this into a regular TV show, and I think we would have a great time doing it. Because it's educationally based, the viewer would get so much out of this, and because it's for kids, it would be something great for them to watch after school and not feel like they're wrapped up in a classroom. Thanks for watching, and I hope you liked our DVD.